Switch statements in Java. Unlike if-then and if-then-else statements, the switch statement can have a number of possible execution paths. A switch statement works with the byte, short, character, and integer primitive data types. In addition to these data types, it also works with the enumerated data types. Now the syntax of the switch statement says switch and the variable to test that we put within the parentheses, and here we have the body of the switch statements that we enclose within these curly braces. Now this variable is checked for equality with values that we put along with the case. If they are equal to each other, then the set of statements that we combine here, and we have the break statement. If this condition is true, means the value of the variable which is being tested is equal to this value, then these codes are executed, and the break statement causes the control to be transferred out of the switch statement. If the value of the variable to be tested is not equal to this value, then these statements are skipped that we have put under this case, and another case value is compared with the variable. If they are equal to each other, then the code or the set of statements that we put under the case that are executed and others are executed, and it will not check for other conditions. If none of these case values match with this with the value of the variable which is being tested, then default case is considered and all the statement is that we enclose, that we put under this default clause, that get executed. Now note the syntax. In case of case then value, we have colon, okay, colon, and so on. Also, it is optional to use the default in case of switch. It is not mandatory. So switch statements are shorthands for a certain kind of if statements. It is not uncommon to see a stack of if statements all related to the same quantity like this. We have taken an example here, and here we have used the if else if ladder. The value of x is being compared with 0 for equality. If the value of x equals to 0, then we have to execute first set of statements, and if the value of x equals to 1, then we have second set of statements, and so on. If none of these conditions are true, then else statements, else part of the program is executed. Now in all these cases, the value of x is being compared with different constant values for equality purpose only. We are not using here the less than or less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. We are just comparing it for equality purpose only. Okay, Java has a shorthand for these type of multiple if statements. That is the switch case statement. The syntax is we have switch x. X is the variable whose value is being tested with different cases. If the value of x equals to 0, then we have first set of statements. If the value of x equals to 1, then we have second set of statements, and so on. Now in the previous example, the value of x was compared with 0. So we had to write here x equals to 0, equality operator, and x, the variable which is being tested. And in the next else if condition, we again have to write x, then equality operator, then 1. But in case of switch statements, what we can do is we can write the variable only once, which is being compared with different cases. If the value of x is 0, then we have first set of statements. If the value of x is 1, then second set of statements, and so on. Now note this colon symbol in front of the value that is being compared with the value of x. It is mandatory to put the colon symbol. And also here we have the break statement. Now if the value of x equals to the 0, these set of statements is executed, and we have break statement. Break statement causes the control to be transferred out of the body of the switch statement. So we are comparing the value of x for equality with different values. One more example here. We have a variable variable of data type integer, and we have stored 18 in it. Now the value of this user, we have written the name of the variable. This is being compared with different cases. If the value of user is 18, then we have this set of statements here, single statement to be executed, and break means out of the switch loop, switch statement, switch control, we can say. If the value of user is not equal to 18, then these statements are not executed. Then it will be compared with the next value. If it is true, means the value of user equals to 19, then we have this set of statements that will be executed, and the control is transferred out of the switch statements, and so on. If none of these cases, that is 18, 19, 20, the value of user is not equal to 18, not equal to 19, and not equal to 20, then the default case is considered. You cannot test for a range of values after case, just the one value. So you can't do this. Case user is less than or equal to 18. It is wrong. It will not be allowed. But what we can do is we can write case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4. We have multiple cases, and under these cases we can put the set of statements. So the above line tests for a range of values from 1 to 4, but you have to spell out each value. We have to write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So in the next example, we shall discuss about we shall in fact write Java programs to discuss the functionality of switch statements.